Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update, sponsored by Tax Network USA, America's #1 choice for tax resolution. Please go to tnusa.com/bill or call 800-245-6000. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Tuesday, August 27th, 2024. Here's what's happening today in America. Kamala's worst nightmare is back. Make Canada great again. How many don't pay the fare? And trivia night answer. That's all coming up. Then Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, Tulsi Gabbard has joined RFK Jr. as Democrats who are endorsing Donald Trump. Tulsi was the vice chair of the Democrat National Committee from 2013 to 2016. You may also remember it was Tulsi Gabbard who over 2 debates just destroyed Kamala Harris, which is why she will be playing the part of Kamala Harris in the debate prep that Donald Trump does for the September 10th debate. Canada just imposed a 100% tariff on Chinese-made electric vehicles. Trudeau said Canada will impose a 25% tariff on Chinese steel and aluminum. Quote, actors like China have chosen to give themselves an unfair advantage in the global marketplace. This, by the way, is exactly what Donald Trump was talking about when he used the word bloodbath. Democrats have kept saying he was referring to like people dying or something. No, he was talking about if he doesn't win the election, then Chinese automakers will build those factories in Mexico and dump their electric vehicles in America, which would be a bloodbath for the American auto industry. These Chinese companies can sell their electric vehicles for as little as $12,000. And China claims this is what's needed to transition to the green economy. What percentage of people in New York City who ride the bus do you think don't pay? What do you think, maybe 2%? Now, there's the door in the back, so it's easy to hop on and not pay at all. So I don't know, maybe 10% of people don't pay. 48% of riders don't pay the fare. The London fare evasion is 1.5%. Now the fine is $1,300, but in Paris, the evasion is 11%, Toronto 5%, New York City 48%. Bus drivers have been told to not enforce anyone paying after one of the drivers was stabbed to death in 2018 for telling a passenger to pay. Remember this name for trivia night, Danny Jansen. He made Major League Baseball history, the first player to play for 2 teams in the same game. On June 26th, he played for the Toronto Blue Jays against the Boston Red Sox. The game was suspended due to weather in the top of the second inning. 2 months later, in the meantime, Jansen was traded to the Red Sox. The final scorecard is currently at Cooperstown at the Baseball Hall of Fame. I'm Mike Slater from the podcast Politics by Faith. The great Bill O'Reilly has your message of the day. Next.
Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD or text GOLD to 65532. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Me, Geraldo Rivera, and helping those who really need help. Putting aside all the unhappiness over politics and social disagreements, Americans should understand the concept that really is dividing us. That is the pursuit of happiness. But what's that? Well, it's in the Declaration of Independence right after life and liberty. Those concepts are self-evident, the founders wrote. But the pursuit of happiness deal is a bit trickier. Essentially, it comes down to this. Government must set up a system whereby all citizens have an equal opportunity to develop their talents and seek success without hurting anyone else. Therefore, we the people all have a good chance to live a prosperous life. That is the pursuit of happiness. British philosopher John Locke developed the concept way back in 1689. Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, Benjamin Franklin bought Locke's vision and incorporated happiness safeguards into the Constitution. But many Americans are now unhappy with the pursuit situation. That's because there are many false roads on the happy map. Today, progressive and some liberal Americans believe the government should guarantee happiness by giving folks stuff. But in order to do that, the powers that be have to take from other citizens. That causes angst, which is in opposition to happiness. The federal government now spends trillions on giveaways and wants even more. Traditional Americans believe it is the individual who is responsible for using our freedoms to succeed. With protections in place by law, conservatives do not think the government should make life harder for some groups by showing favoritism to other groups. So the left and the right face a huge chasm. A minority of Americans say the USA is an unjust country and always has been. They want a complete overhaul, and that fight has become bitter. Your humble correspondent believes America is a noble nation, but significant corruption is affecting our collective happiness. There are far too many fanatics among us, and their actions can lead to oppression and suppression. Those things badly damage the happy pursuit. The solution is for good people to work together in order to provide fairness and opportunity. But in order to do that, we have to see things clearly. Now, recently I gave the keynote address at a benefit for Geraldo Rivera's charity, Life's Work, WORC. For 50 years, Geraldo has raised money to help Americans with autism. And you know, if a person has autism, they obviously cannot pursue happiness at the same levels that others can. Geraldo and I believe different things, but we work together to raise nearly $1 million to help Americans who really need help. The government was not involved. If more Americans grasp the concept of individuals helping individuals, our country would rise in power and prosperity. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve that message by writing it. If you'd like more honest news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com, where you can see me on television. In a moment, something you might not know. Did you know every day is a perfect day for peace of mind? With American Home Shield Warranty, you are covered for unexpected breakdowns like leaky faucets or faulty water heaters. Choose a plan that fits your budget and rest easy knowing repairs and replacements are taken care of. Simply contact American Home Shield when an issue arises, and their trusted pros will handle it according to your coverage. Don't let worries about appliances and home systems weigh you down. Celebrate the reassurance of protection. Don't worry, be warranty. For 20% off plans, visit ahs.com/bill. For more details, see ahs.com/contracts for coverage details, including limit amounts, fees, limitations, and exclusions. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 51 years ago, 2 White House staffers are found guilty of domestic espionage. The scandal dragged on for another 18 months, ending with the resignation of President Richard Nixon. Here is the story of Watergate. In June 1972, a group of men were arrested while breaking into the Watergate Hotel in Washington, D.C. That complex was the headquarters of the Democratic National Committee. The crew included Cuban refugees and James McCord Jr., a former CIA operative. The scheme was concocted by G. Gordon Liddy, an eccentric FBI agent and member of Nixon's re-election team. He was also an admirer, somewhat anyway, of Adolf Hitler. Liddy was previously tasked by Nixon to stop damaging leaks coming out of the White House. His unit was referred to as the plumbers. The Watergate break-in gained national attention and all over the world. On January 30th, 1973, after just 90 minutes of deliberation, a jury found Liddy and McCord guilty of conspiracy, burglary, and illegal wiretapping. G. Gordon was given 20 years in prison, ordered to pay a fine of $40,000. Upon his arrival in jail, Liddy proudly sang the official anthem of the Nazi Party, suggesting that the American system was fascist. G. Gordon Liddy was released 4 years later by Jimmy Carter. He reinvented himself as a successful radio host and political commentator. The felon also acted in a few TV shows: Perry Mason, Fear Factor, Miami Vice. G. Gordon Liddy died in March 2021 at the age of 90. James McCord served just 5 months for his crimes. He spent the rest of his life in obscurity and died in 2017. McCord was 93. In total, 69 people were convicted of Watergate crimes. 14 went to prison, including John Mitchell, the former Attorney General, but not President Nixon. He was pardoned by President Ford. Back after this. Your safety is important, and I am happy to introduce you to Byrna, a self-defense solution that will help keep you and your family safe. Byrna offers a powerful, non-lethal pistol with tear gas, pepper, irritants, and kinetic projectiles that disable attackers for 30 to 40 minutes. It's all legal in every state, and no background checks are required. And they ship directly to your door, very private. They are American-made in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and are trusted by U.S. government agencies and hundreds of police departments. If you are a gun owner, you need options. Avoid the complexities that come with taking a life and having to defend your freedom in court. And if you're adverse to firearms, Byrna is a good alternative solution. So please visit Byrna.com/Bill to receive a 10% discount. That's BYRNA.com/Bill. Stay safe with Byrna. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.